I don't know what it is about the garden shed, but it's the project that I least want to do this year. I'm making it a priority and I'm going to put it at the top of the list and get it done first because it's my least favorite. I was talking to my daughter this morning and she said, "Look, Mom, it's baby steps. Just get in there and start it and you'll feel better. You'll feel accomplished." And so I'm taking advice from my daughter. How'd she get so smart? And I'm going to get to tackling the garden shed, cleaning it up, because really once it's done and it's organized, I've got rid of the things that I don't need and I'm keeping the things that I do, then I can organize it, I can get shelves put in, and I can be a more organized gardener, which is going to help the garden a great deal. So Mom's headed over and she's going to help me to tackle the shed. Not sure I'm going to get it all done today, but I'll get some of it done. And my daughter's right. Little baby step is going to help a lot. While she's on her way, I'm going to take you on a little tour just to see the daffodils, and they've started to bloom. They're really pretty, and it's one of my favorite times in the garden when the daffodils start blooming. Now, only some of them have bloomed so far, so I'll probably do a follow-up video in February when things are alive. And hi, Larry. Hey, buddy. So I'll do a follow-up video in February that shows more of the daffodils in bloom and more of the garden, because things are coming alive in the garden. I've got a lot going on, a lot of calendula coming up, and I'm hoping to have a lot of blooms here pretty soon. So it's really exciting for me in the garden right now. Look, let's have a little stroll around the garden and look at the daffodils while we're waiting on Mom. Daffodils have come up around the logs here, and we'll go for a little walk and take a look at those. This is the bunch of daffodils closest to the house. These are the daffodils that poke their heads out above the logs. Get a good look at those. Aren't they pretty? I love daffodil season. My daffodils come up in January and then they start blooming and I get a succession of them. And you can see there's some right here too that have not bloomed. So I'm going to have daffodils coming and going. You'll see my mess from the shed there because I just started tossing things out. And close up look at the daffodils. So pretty. Our daffodils over here past the spiral in the cactus patch. Let's go take a look at those. That was my first bloomer this year. And there's more around the backside. So the spiral is filling out really nicely. I'm very happy with it. Got the calendula blooming and the blue daisies are just looking fabulous in there. And what a wonderful little perky thing that is. Those daisies, I love those. Here I have starts of different things here. You know, I think I've talked about it before, is that I propagate a lot. So I've got little places where I have things that I can snip off and start new plants off of with the succulents all around in the garden. And in here I've got a mix of different things. Look like there's calendula growing. There's some bulbs that are coming up. So a bunch of different things. And in here, this is where I have propagated some of the Mexican sage. So I just took a cutting off of the big Mexican sage and put it in the soil, and it's doing well. And I'll be able to plant that in the garden probably in the next month. I have some canna lilies bulbs in here, and I know this isn't looking good, but they don't look good this time of year. So what'll happen, I'll just let this ride. But in the spring, they'll start growing and really flush out and look good. So not worried about those. And in here I've got some weeds. There are weeds like crazy. All it takes is like one rain and the weeds come. It's crazy. So got to clean the bird cage out. But I do have a lot of the alyssum that's blooming. Calendula. The seeding of the alyssum, where I take and sprinkle the seed around, really works. Easy to do. And this is my favorite calendula bloom right now, I think. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Now here's something for you. When you see calendula at this stage, let it dry up a little bit more, and then you can take this and just scatter the seeds or dry the seeds and scatter them around. And you can see these little folded up pieces right here. That's the seed. Loving the calendula. Just different things coming up. I do have some foxglove in here, and I've got my lavenders, different kinds of aeoniums all throughout. I've got some of the blue finger succulents growing in here in different places. And I like the blue. It really makes a good contrast with the other succulents and flowers that are blooming around it. This is some Indian blanket flowers. Snip off down below. Let the seeds dry up and you'll get more. But the blue daisies, aren't they precious? I just love them, and they've added so much to the garden, and they just keep blooming and blooming. Lavenders are looking really good right now. Isn't that amazing? So here we are, winter in the garden, and the lavender looks the best that it probably does all year right now. And those are some that I just self-seeded too. So really easy to spread lavender seed around if you collect it. So just different things, more of the daisies, hollyhocks, succulents, my status. Status is a great plant, and I am so happy that I started status. It's one of my favorite plants to grow in the garden. The biggest change in the garden is by far the daffodils, and the daffodils are looking so sweet right now. This is all filling in really nicely. It's a slow project. New gardens take a while to build up. Have patience and it'll come. But I do have the daffodils are the biggest thing right now. And I'm really enjoying those. So pretty. And then I'll take you, go look. Hey, I didn't even see you come. When did you get here?
About 3 minutes ago.
Did you shout out to me?
Just watching you.
That's funny. So are you ready to tackle the shed?
I'm ready to give you moral support right here in this chair.
Okay, tell me what to do.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
The plan is whatever you take out things that are going to the recycle or the landfill or whatever. Do that first instead of the stuff that you want to save, because we have a plan. We got to take it away, and then you'll have more room.
So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the nursery pots and decide which ones I'm going to save, and then take the ones to the recycle bin that I'm not saving, because I can put those in recycle. So that's most of the stuff taken out. The other stuff does not belong to me, so I can't take that out. So it's going to have to slide to the back, and I have the rest for me. So that's okay. I have room for my shelves, and I can think about putting some hooks to hang things. So I am just going to get the hose and hose that out. You can see it's not waterproof. It does leak. So I'm going to put my shelves on that side. Maybe one over there. But anything that can't get wet will be on this side. So that's the plan. Making headway. All rinsed off and ready for the shelves to go in. So progress. Well, we got a lot done. Mom's headed out, but I did get everything cleaned out what I could. Some of the stuff in there doesn't belong to me, so I kind of had to shove it to the back. And I did sweep and rinse off the floor. I feel better. My daughter was right. Little baby steps. So it's cleaned out, and I'm going to leave it open, the door open, so that it can dry out. And then tonight, I will go ahead and put the shelves together and get that moved in over the weekend. And then I can take everything that we emptied out that I'm saving and organize it and put it back in the shed. Another garden job almost checked off the list of the 10 things that I want to accomplish this year in the garden. So woohoo! I hope everybody has taken me up on the challenge to pick 10 projects in your garden to get done this year, because it's really going to help you out with the garden, help you be more efficient and get a lot more done. So everybody hang in there with your garden. Get out there, garden your hearts out, and enjoy life. Thanks for watching. How'd she get so smart?